Hi viewers, welcome back to Mugi's Corner. My corner, your corner, our corner. Today we are going to be discussing the origins of the clans of the Basoga. This topic, one of my viewers asked me to invite Mr. Kakaire back on and so that we may discuss it. Welcome back to Mugi's Corner, Mr. Kakaire.
Thank you.
So the viewers really liked the last video we produced together. They sent so many correspondences in appreciation of your knowledge and your insight about the topic we discussed.
Okay.
So due to popular demand, we have Mr. Kakaire back, and he's going to help us discuss the origins of the clans of the Basoga. Why we're doing it is the Basoga are one of the Bantu tribes here in Uganda. And being in Jinja City, Basoga region, I think we are doing justice to the region by starting to discuss the tribe from this land. So, but before we go into today's business, we have a few questions. Some people sent questions for you for which they need answers. So the first question is, how do you distinguish between the Israelites and the Hamites in Uganda?
The difference is through history, about 2,000 years. People have changed the languages, the behaviors. Even the Israelites themselves. We have Jews, we have Israelites, we have Hamites. For us here in Southern Africa, we correlate ourselves to Israel according to the origins of Hindu, who was the first ancient man to move from Abyssinia down Kenya, Masaba, Bunyoro, Buganda, Basoga. So, in principle, that correlation or that relationship is purely historical, not documented, but through remembered history. And remembered history doesn't have all particulars which should have been put down, like the Israelites documented their history through the Bible. But here, the Hamites indicate the changed language from the Israeli language through various communities and language, intermarriages, what and what, and came up with a new language, which we call Hamites. Here we have the Hima language, we have the Turkana language, we have the Karamojan, the Tesots. Those are all Hamites. They are relevant to Israel. Even if you come to Bunyoro down to Uganda, Basoga, all the royal clans pay their allegiance to Abyssinia, and Abyssinia through Queen of Sheba to King Solomon, they are related to Israel. So whoever wants to confirm should be versant with the ancient history and the development of it from mankind.
Very interesting. So let's go straight to the second question. Do Israelites in Uganda keep the law?
They don't. Why? Nowadays we have three types of laws. We have the man-made law, constitutional law. We have the common law. We have the customary law. When you move, you don't carry your responsibilities to the new communities you are going to. Our ancient grandfathers are what came with own behavior, but no laws. The biblical law, after all, there is no law between man and God. The 10 commandments were commandments, not laws, which the Israelites were following and had their customary and tribal behaviors. And here, somebody should understand that what we call development is a change of behavior, because now we live in a plural society. I don't know whether they will understand that. And when you draw the sociometrics, the grouping of those societies, you come to individual internal behavior. They come out again, they behave nationally according to the laws of the land. So the Israelites who entered here going up to South Africa in the form of Zulus, what are recognized through the syntax, their language pronunciation. As I said the other time, we have the stronger languages of the Nilotics according to the river, and our Bantu-related hamites. Hamites easily changed into Bantu languages.
That's very interesting. So on to our third question is, which tribes in Uganda are believed to be Israelites?
Now, you can take about 4 or 5, but they are not definite. As I told you about plural society, we are here. There are people who originated from Lango, from where, from this Bunyoro, from where. But you find whoever came here to form Basoga tribe has a clan. When you start to come to that, is when I will clarify the formation of tribes. Even the sons of Jacob, they were 12. They started being families of 12. Later they turned into tribes. Then they turned into a nation called Israel. So even here, there is no definite, even in Ankole where there are a lot of hamites. They are the Bairu, the real Ankoles who were found there. Their structures, their behaviors, they are what are different from with the Himas. For me, being a Movito, I'm of that blood. But you cannot distinguish me from the Abairu's clans. Let them excuse me. If I say Muira, I don't mean I'm abusing you. No. That's what was stated earlier on. Because civilization is pushing up to what we have told you, communist behavior of people. So now you cannot come, you say this tribe is pro or originated. I mean this direct from Israel. No. We are intermingled. That's a plural society. A society which has so many different people of different cultures, behaviors, and colors. For us, though I'm a black man, my originals were tall and brown people. But because of intermarriages, getting these local women in Basoga, we have changed, I'm sure. Now I'm not remain with this and this Munyoro.
So, based on the traditions of the tribes in Uganda and their cultural practices, for example, we have the Bagisu in eastern Uganda who still up to date encourage circumcision. So we see, based on that cultural practice or tradition of that tribe, of the tribe of the Bagisu, that is in line with what the ancient Israelites used to do. So which other tribes or which other cultural practices would identify tribes of Uganda as being Israelites based on their practices and traditions?
Here you come to the Bachwez. The Bachwez, we are people. You follow them through into there from there. The Bachwez had the powers. Though the religious sects condemned them, they are not satanic. They had the power. I've ever talked to an Israelite. He said Jesus did wonders. Even when you kneel down and you are serious with God, you pray for 12 hours, something will happen.
Yeah, and it's written in the Bible that if you believe and if you have faith, you will even do greater.
You will command mountains and what to.
Yeah, you will perform even greater miracles.
Yes.
That's in the Bible.
So These Bachwes, we are taking, they talk about them, Kusamira, and what. Pentecost people talked various languages. So there are things we put there. Now circumcision in Bugisu, a paramount chief wanted a Sebei woman. Loved it. The other people said, you have to circumcise before taking our daughter. And he had to agree and made it a document that every Mugisu has to circumcise, because for me the boss have done it. It turned into courage. Now the Baloya group, whether in Kenya, the Wachitosi, the what, they do circumcision. So if these Sebeis are hamites, then they are adopted their tenants from Israel.
So do we have any other tribes in Uganda which still keep the traditions or such cultures such as circumcision, which can be traced back to the ancient Israelites, like circumcision among Bagisu? Are there other practices in cultures of other tribes in Uganda that can also be traced back to the ancient Israelites?
They would be the Baluya, the Samias of this side, but they are, we take them as Baluya group because they are on the side of those coming down. For us here, the Bantu of this side, Baganda, Basoga, Banyoro, Ntoro, what, down Bukoba, we abandoned that due to intermarriages and entering into a new social atmosphere. We wouldn't enforce. You find you have entered 20 people, you cannot influence 10,000 people. You behave, and you know the makeover of a family is the wife. A wife can change the behavior of the family, seriously. And the intelligence of a man is, a woman is what? Calories. So that issue phased out slowly by slowly. Though the behavior of worshipping, the behavior of what, remembering where we came from, what and what, it continued up to Zulu. What I haven't confirmed to prove right or wrong, do the Zulus circumcise? That which I will research and find out how they behave.
Okay. Viewers, please comment down below and let us know if you know the culture of the Zulu. Do they circumcise or not? So Mr. Kakaire just explained that the reason why most Israelite tribes in Uganda do not practice the culture is due to intermarriages and,
social fiber.
Yeah. So you find that most of the cultures have been abandoned, and the people adopt new cultures due to migration and socializing with other groups of people. So on to our next question is, obviously on this channel, I'm inviting Israelites in the diaspora to come back to Africa and help me in building an Israelite community. So this question comes from one of the viewers, and they ask, why should people go to Africa when they need to go to Israelite? Oh, I'm sorry. Why should people go to Africa when they need to go to Israel, the homeland?
That's very simple. Israel now is a small place where conflicts with their brothers, the Arabs, all the time fighting. You see, those people don't fight each other not because they don't love each other. The Israelites want recognition. The Arabs say, no, you agree with us. Don't deal with the whites, the English people, the what. Only they suffer from inferiority complex. But I've ever talked to an Israelite. He said they are the same people, and by their structure, if they sit and you were a foreigner and they say those two men, who is an Israelite and who is an Arab, for us we cannot distinguish. So for them, they have that hard behavior of ancient being recognized as sons of God, as what. You know, they have been able to trace their history from wool, which is Iraq now, down this way. And they want to maintain that. Unfortunately for us here in Africa or Uganda or Basoga, we despise our cultures before understanding whether it is a bad culture or good culture and why. We don't diagnose, and mostly you younger generation, you should, if they give you a name, you are Kakaire, I'm Kakaire. But for me, of the historical part of it, it's a Kakaire is Kakaire from Unyolo, great grandfather, who moved, son of Karira Haiguru, son of Omukama Nyabongo. I tell my children, they understand, okay, we are here, we are called Basoga, but we have our own origin. If they ask me, how did the Babeto come in? I say, we originate from Mpuga Richidi. Mpuga Richidi comes from Ochomia and Muchwez. So if you say, Kakaire, you are a Muchwez, I say, yes, I'm a Muchwez, by origin.
So allow me push back on that a little bit, because according to the question is somebody wants to know why they should come to Africa when they're supposed to go to Israel, which is the homeland. So your explanation is, let me put some context to it, is you're referring to Israel, the nation that was created in 1948.
Yes.
You know, the Israelites.
By the Zionistic movement.
Yeah. So for me, I disagree. I don't think that is the real Israel.
No.
You know, so just to answer the question from my perspective, this is what I would say. Israel is in Africa, and you can go back and look at the ancient maps before this new Israel was created in 1948, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Israel is in Africa, and if you're looking for where to return, if you want to return to the homeland, which is Israel, Israel is found in Africa. So our next question is, what is the name of the creator we must return to? Because on this channel, I did also mention that for we black people, the real Israelites, to regain our position on the top, we must find a way to, we must understand how to connect to our creator. We must seek our creator, and it is only through him that we will be able to regain our spot on the top. So to answer the question, what is the name of this creator? Our viewer wants to know.
Now that's a very interesting intellectual question. A question doesn't answer a question if we were in a court system. But here, no one has ever researched any language of any tribe or word which doesn't have the word God. And God is the creator. God is through, is not tangible, is not feasible. You don't see him. Is a power beyond the powers. So the word creator, here in Basoga or Uganda, we say hamites, who creates something out of nothing. So the proper word to be used, which is genuine, is what you have said, creator. Everyone will interpret that in his own language. One, how he prays and what he succeeds, how he behaves, how he goes through problems, how he looks about the past. People say, as per doctrine of Israelites, that Adam is the first man. Okay, he's the first man. But if he was the first man, the children he produced, where did they get wives to marry? As we believe here that Chintu is the first man because they arrived here, coming across ignorant people. They thought he was the first man, and everything rotates on Chintu. The history of Uganda, the history of Tanzania, northern, the history of where? Bugisu. Because those men came to Mumia and Chin from Ethiopia.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So there are so many questions, we can't exhaust them at once.
We shall be answering them as we go.
Okay, interesting. So now it's time to dive into our subject today, and that is the origin of the clans of Basoga. As I earlier explained, Basoga is one of the tribes that is dominant here in Basoga region, which is Jinja and several other districts. So we are trying to understand the origins of the clans of the tribe of Basoga.
In fact, before the coming of the white man, Basoga had various counties. People, like any part of the world, no man has ever been created in that place. If one says that, that's an open deceit. People are always mobile, as hunters, as looking for political asylum. When there is a famine, people run from here and there, such things. Here the clan is of Soga originate from the surrounding tribes of Soga. The Bateso, the Bukeji, the Uganda, the Banyoro, the what. People were moving, come. One man come, and there is a word used, the word Abaise. Abaise Mima, Abaise Wakuli, Abaise Musubo, Abaise Gaga. That means there is one man who came, recognized the behavior, the what, started this group from family. It went on expanding.
So yeah, a little bit. Let's give the viewers some of the clans of Basoga. As your explanation is, there is a word Abaise, and then which you add a name to explain the founder of that clan. Yeah. So what are the different clans of the Basoga?
Here in Basoga, the clans are too many. And you may find one totem having 50 clans. Do you know totem?
Yeah, I do know a totem.
You don't?
Yes, I do.
You know?
Yeah, you can explain to the viewers, they may not know what it is.
A totem is that thing which you swear before Almighty God for what? That I will not eat this. If I eat it, I get all of the miseries, what and what. So here, for us, the Babito, we have so many royal and non-royal clans using the bushback as our totem. And you go to Banyoro, you find a lot of them, they use the bushback plus others. So I cannot deceive that I know the number of clans here. I can talk of those, I think big enough. Baisemena, Baise Musubo, Baise Gaga, Baise Ngobi, Baise Nkwanga, Baise, so many of them. But when you talk to them and diagnose further, one will tell you, I came from Bunyoro, I came from Ovoma, I came from Sese, I came from Uganda, and you identify where those people or that clan came from when they are burying. It's unfortunate that Muslims have disorganized the entire world, saying everyone to be buried should look into East. Anyway, I cannot go further into that because I will have contradictions with the religious interests. So for us, we have it Abagweri, Abaisemi, when we are burying somebody, we say, where is the Bunyoro? Wherever he is, they ask, where is the Bunyoro? And it is this way. Then get the grave looked at under assumption that when you are being buried, your soul will run back, which is a myth. So people in Basoga came from different. You find the Banyore here when they bury, the grave looks in north. You find those from Teso. You find those from Uvuma. So we have, the Baganda did it, that one totem is for all those people. That's why there are 52 totems and 52 clans, and the 52 make the foundation of their kingdom, and a foreigner, the king Emobito from Bunyoro, brother of Mpoga Rukidi, Kato Kimera, established, and they call him the Sabarangira, Sabataka, the true Moganda, when he is not the true Moganda, he met there the fellow Baganda. So I cannot put an open lie that one knows the entire clan is here, because the Basoga kingdom tried to set a panel to register all the clans, but they haven't concluded. You reach there, I'm over this totem, but I'm with Sentina. But it's over, goes back. You reach, I'm with Sengon, but it goes back. Now, the question, did those people come together and split when they arrived here? So what we have to do and encourage here, the kingdom should work out a stronger plan, not because of PhD in history, British history, no, our local history here. Local into the Twez dynasty development, the Bavito, the Batembus far back, those groups which came with Kintu. And they go to be what we call Enkuni. Enkuni are those Fichetreta Rubari wife. For us, Avaisemenya, Obaba Vita Bagweri, our children is in Bukole. Our uncle is in Abuyan. Kakaire used it to settle here, Bukole. It is where all of us pay allegiance. You go to Baisengobi, they go to Butimbeto in North Basoga. You go to Baisamuswa, they go to Isegero. You go to Baisamusu, they go to Kalaru. So all those, if we can document this story over there, staying there and what, we can get a real explanation of the number of clans, their behaviors, why they don't do this, why they do this, where did they come from, what was the condition of their coming.
And that's one of the weaknesses of the African man. I say the black man is a lack of documentation of such things, you know. So explain to us why it is important for us to record our history, have it recorded, and write it ourselves, because if we let other people who are not us dictate our history, that further complicates and confuses, because in any case, if they do it in their interest.
In fact, they do it in their interest. One, to say that we are inferior in culture, we are inferior in civilization, we are inferior in amassing knowledge.
Let me come in for 1 second, because that is a blatant lie to say that Africans are very poor in terms of culture. What Africa is the richest in culture, so it's not true that. And when we let them write our history, we allow them to dictate that. Please proceed.
Yes, they dictate through educational institutions and the government saying this and that. What is funny, for us, the time we were reading about the Baches, what, in primary school, you read up to P4. Something that affects you, you read it up to P4.
And ends there.
It ends there. When you go to our classes, you read the British Empire, let's say, Electronic history, Greek civilization, the Plateau, the Socrates, and you get your
British Columbia, the forests in British Columbia.
And you think marvels are there. No. After all, the African is rich in culture, as you have said. and behavior. We have never changed. That's why you find we respect each other. An African will not say, my son should be controlled by the police or the community development officer. No, it's your responsibility. But those, after all, even Egypt, where civilization and Mesopotamia developed, started with writing down on papyrus, which you call now paper, with the signs, shorthand of that time. If you read the Bible, the documentation of this Arabic 1, 2, 3, 4 word from the Arabs, which are also Israelites, whether they believe or not, operation started there. Whereas for us here, we had our hubs, which could control, which could enable somebody to, even the Israelites, our originals. God told them that you will be using those hubs to heal, because there was no medical science right then.
It's very important, the topic you have brought up, because in my last video I discussed how the Western culture, how we black people have allowed the Western culture to take over our original culture. So yesterday I was talking about the food, how genetically modified foods are taking over the
original food.
Yeah, the original food, and that is going to, in a way, that is going to, we allow
weaken us.
That is, number one, that's going to weaken us, and also, it is not we who engineer the foods, the grains, it is them. So, by allowing whoever is bringing GMOs to we the black people, we are allowing him to control our food supply and our water. So let's talk about exactly like you were explaining about the herbs. You know, all the life-giving herbs and remedies and medications that was phased out in favor of the medication that was brought by the foreign medication. So I need you to chop it up a little bit and show us the dangers in that, and why it is important to push back and go back to the original way of approaching life in all
eating habits.
Yeah.
Okay. This is very interesting because I'm a victim of the same. I'm having diabetes. I'm having pressure. I'm having ulcers. But all of those are contributed by foreign food habits eating. Now I've been advised to go back to our African behavior in eating. They tell me to eat kalo, yam, okay. They discourage me to eat polished maize, rice, these potatoes, and something. So they are pushing me back to behave as the original African, to eat originally, to extend my life expectancy. So that thing we have, again, here, they bring these agricultural sites, see what and what to spray. The whites don't want sprayed what? Foods to be taken to their country, but they are the ones exporting all those ingredients here
to
for
Africa.
Us. Yes. In fact, it has affected our soil. Well, if you don't put manure, if you don't do this, even the maize which has been sprayed, or groundnuts, getting one from very far, which is not sprayed, and maize, and get this one, you'll find that the taste is different.
And also, it is dangerous when I read that they're engineering foods that have the ability to attack a cell or a DNA of a certain race. You
Yes.
know, so that is all to our detriment. And in the Israelite community I'm planning to build, we shall be learning more of this, more how to eat foods that help us to stay healthy and live longer, grow the food ourselves. And it's ironical that we black people are known to be animal keepers, the cows, the goats, and
We
all
are
animals. Pastoralists. And it's a shame that we are importing manure, So
it is disappointing.
it is. So what are we supposed to do to sensitize the people, to awaken the people that, hey, there is danger ahead?
Now, the political system of Uganda should be aware, not to make blind laws. The technocrats shouldn't be used foreign-based information. They should do local research to develop our plants, our systems, as the Israelites do.
And they preserve them. It is very important to preserve.
Indeed, so that something very genetic goes with the generation. I swear, our intelligence and your intelligence, this is not as strong as it is. Because if I get a calculator and I put there a list of figures to add, for me I can use my head, for you will need a calculator or a computer. Now computer has a thing for you. Robots work for you. Will the intellect of man remain effective?
Not at all.
White man is killing just openly.
And we are allowing it. Me personally, I can't blame the white man, because what he does is speaks about him. But what we allow ourselves into is our responsibility. So it's upon us to fight back and
self-actualization, to realize ourselves that we are people, we are equal before God. He created us, He gave us Africa and elsewhere. We should work hard to maintain that. Not saying, this what? No. Now you people, you are doing this. When the girl here used to have that, you were laughing. But now it is...
Yeah, Mr. Kakaire is talking about dreads. So on this channel, it's my goal to invite all the people who are from this land, because I do strongly believe that every black person originated in Africa. Big up all my African people, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, big up South Africa, big up Jamaica, big up all the black people in America, Europe, and everywhere. So I'm trying to invite the people to come back and fill a void, fill a space, because as things continue to progress, we see that the Indian is overtaking business in Africa. The Chinese is ruling, is taking over the mineral resources and everything, overtaking the ports and everything.
Do you know what?
And so I strongly believe is due to a presence of a void. If we had people to fill those voids, there will be no need for the Chinese, there will be no need for the Indian, there will be no need. So I do see a future where Africa will be, we're on a path to being recolonized. Okay?
That's in neo-colonialism.
Yes.
Now, you are talking about the Chinese. Is culture centered. You are talking about the Indian. The Indian will never adapt. You're worshiping your what? He has to worship. Have I ever talked to an Indian who said, everyone, God is known by God. The way of worshiping Him is
May be fun.
He says, God never created these religious sects. He created man. And man, through civilization, realized there is a superpower. Now starts saying, how do I pay back to the Creator? How do I recognize Him? As with the potential Israelites, It was this man from Ibrahim. He started that technical worshiping. So the Indians, wherever they go with their culture. You are saying here in Africa, they have taken over. If you take over Great Britain, you have taken over Europe.
I agree.
They have taken over Canada. They are everywhere. They have the solidarity. You see them there. At night, they sit to discuss. If we business, how they support each other. If it is one who is in a problem, they rush. For us, we are fragmented. Everyone on his own God for us.
Yeah. So
that system should be removed.
And don't get me wrong, it's not the responsibility of only the Africans in the diaspora. It's also a responsibility of we who are living in Africa. However, divided we fall, and united we rise. So if we continue the disunity, you know, like you said, when a Chinese man comes to Africa to work, he keeps it in mind that he is working for the interest of China, which is not the case with we black people. So many Africans have de-associated themselves from the continent, and that works to it does not work in the interest of Africa.
Of unity.
Exactly. So that is why I'm reiterating that it's important for Africans to come back to Africa and take full control and take charge of the direction where we want Africa to go. Okay. So we are coming to the end of this session. It's been very interesting to have Mr. Kakaire back on, and please say your concluding statements to the people.
Yes, first of all, express my due respect to the Isebantu Kyabazinga of Basoga. Afunvuwe omubito offspring of Mpoga Luchidi and the Sabalangira of Basoga omubito Samueli Nkutu Ziraba Muzare, and all the remaining 11 chiefs who form the core of Wachabazinga. Let them work out the system, encouraging the Basoga clan, the behavior, the what, direct from family. You see somebody gets destroyed, you say is bad mannered. When the background, Engozi Erero Murangira, Engozi means that way.
A child is
yes.
Is nasty.
If it is dirty, the child will be dirty. So Obwachabazinga Bwabusoga has a lot of non-political development process. Leaders come and go. Obwachabazinga will never die off. So I encourage them to set cultural center into our cultures, into how we should behave as Basoga. Give up that inferiority complex, saying no. God doesn't make mistakes. He didn't make a mistake to be born in Basoga to be a Basoga. And it be very attractive that people who entered there want also to be Basoga. Baganda were poor people. They started with 4 sub-counties in Wawa. The Babito entered, they formed the kingdom, what and what. But they developed the sample civilization of Uganda. Oriango Muganda, Weisango Muganda, Osekango Muganda.
So they have created a standard.
Yes. The Great Britain is the smallest. Its language is spoken throughout the world. Umuzungu, Yeisa Kizungu, what and what. So we Basoga should also start to implement curricular development process. Afunvuwe Isebantu, Iseife, Kabazinga wa Basoga. Izo omubito omugweri Kakaire biriko tutu. I'm Patrick George Kakaire, but that's a nickname. The name which was given to me by my father is Kakaire, Beriko, Tutu. Beriko is in Bunyoro, Kaikara in Kakaire, so I'm proud of that. Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching us and supporting the channel. We will see you in another video. Peace. We're out.